My name's Z. I'm part of a Quantum Bakery. I'm the CEO and co-founder of the company. And our first product is a pair of headphones called Glow headphones. So it is taking advantage of a new material from Corning called Fibrance. This thin, ultra lightweight fiber optic cable that is designed to efficiently transmit light throughout the entire strand of the cable. And what happened when we couple it with a laser diode and then also a smart microprocessor is that you can actually modulate the audio with the pulsating of the wire. Right? So what in effect is basically our headphone will actually do real-time beat analysis and modulate the light with the music. So at nighttime, this obviously increases your visibility and also just a good way to share your vibe, right? If you listen to something that's really, fast-paced, a lot of energy, the wire will go a lot more intense, right? And if you're just listening to something a little bit more mellow, kind of a little more soothing, the wire will kind of slow down, right? So it's really kind of an ambient way to showcase where you're listening. And on top of that, the smart processor we have inside of our headphones can actually transform into a smart wearable that you can integrate with your smartphone. So the remote on the smart headphone can actually become let's say a camera shutter. So you can do a remote shutter control on your camera, right? And on top of that, you can actually do a lot of other application integration like text messaging app. So when you get a incoming text message, you can press one of the center button and we'll actually transmit a text into a voice message on your behalf. So you don't actually have to take out your phone, pause your music, you can just listen to it immediately. So it is a smart wearable that actually looks cool and interesting. So yeah, that's Glow headphones, the world's first laser headphones.
All right, so now we'll switch to some questions regarding startups in general.
Okay.
And Greg will read them for you.
So what would you say your greatest growth challenges are?
I think the biggest challenge is basically working with a larger hardware manufacturing community in China, right? Everyone heard about how difficult it is to manufacture overseas. Certainly those are all the rumors and all the myths are definitely true, a good number of those. And I think having the ability and the patience to basically execute over the course of a long period of time and working with the manufacturer overseas is definitely the most challenging aspect.
Very cool, very cool. So what would you say the market potential is for your product?
I think, this in some way the sky's the limit, but if you look at this real business statistic, right? Dr. Dre Beats was recently acquired by Apple for over $3 billion. And then also the headphone industry itself, right, is over $10 billion. And that's actually growing around 20 to 30% year over year. So the market size itself is really large, and you do have a couple of shiny kind of beacons that are a good indicator of the success, right, if you actually execute well.
So what is it about your management team that makes them uniquely qualified to execute your business plan?
I think the most important aspect is basically we understand two very important factors. One is our ability to engineer. That's both from a hardware and software side. 4 members of our team are software engineers, so really understand how to do the smartphone integration. I think that's really critical. And also we have a really good understanding of the industrial design, because being a wearable, you definitely want something that by definition someone wants to wear it, right? So understanding what makes it look cool, what makes it look interesting, I think that's really critical as well. And then the second factor is basically our ability to do the go-to market, right? Ability to do retail distribution, ability to manage the logistics. I think those are also very, very critical as well.
What is your marketing strategy?
I think the marketing strategy is very much similar or almost taking a playbook from Nike. We're only focusing on very, very small segment, the 14 to 19-year-olds. If you talk to the CMO of Nike, they have repeatedly said they focus a very, very narrow bound because that makes it more focused. And also for us, basically, we want to target a younger demographic because I think they fundamentally understand the promise of technology, and they view technology not necessarily as a utility of it, but also the fashion aspect of it.
All right, and how do you plan to acquire new customers?
We have already been executing that very, very well in the past 8 months, which is basically targeting the Facebook demographic. We have 300,000 Facebook fans, and then we're growing organically, and it's really about getting in front of the conversation, not necessarily marketing to them, but really kind of understanding what their kind of individual aspirations are, right, and be able to target that. And our huge reception on Facebook and also in some of the physical gathering, the events that we've been promoting, like Silent Disco, those are all good validation that we're actually hitting the right target.
All right, cool. And one last question. So if you could do anything differently when starting up your company, what would it be?
Be more ambitious. I think that's definitely the thing, right? Because you'll hear thousands of no's throughout the entire process. Everyone will give you suggestions for good, for worse, right? But I think the ambition is really most important, right? Because the final mile marker is most important. So definitely dream big, right? And the execution, be able to have the tenacity to carry it through. I think those are probably the biggest thing to learn and actually continue to follow that.